Have you ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels? Working super hard, but not really getting anywhere financially? Well, today we're jumping into a book that has been a total game changer for millions. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And let me tell you, this is about way more than just budgeting. It's about completely rewiring the way you think about money. So let's be honest for a sec. Are you stuck in the rat race? You know exactly what I mean. That crazy, endless cycle of getting a paycheck, watching it all disappear to bills, and then just waiting for the next one to hit. It's exhausting, right? This is the exact trap that Rich Dad, Poor Dad is all about helping you escape. You see, the whole book is built around this amazing story of two dads. First, you've got Kiyosaki's actual father, a really smart, highly educated guy with a safe government job, but he calls him his poor dad. And then there was his best friend's dad. This guy was an 8th grade dropout who went on to build a huge empire. And that is his rich dad. And man, did these two have completely different ideas about money. Poor dad's advice was what we all hear, right? Go to school, get a secure job, climb the ladder. He thought loving money was a bad thing. But rich dad, he had a totally different take. He said real security doesn't come from a paycheck. It comes from understanding how money works. For him, the real evil wasn't the love of money. It was the lack of it. This brings up a huge point. Why on earth don't they teach this stuff in school? I mean, really. Rich Dad's argument is that our whole education system is designed to create good employees, not smart investors. We learn all about how to work for money, but almost nothing about how to have our money work for us. And when you think about it, it makes sense. For wealthy families, financial strategy is dinner table conversation. They're talking about investments, businesses, real estate deals. It's like this knowledge is passed down from generation to generation. For most of us, that education just isn't there. So if you want to break that cycle, you have to decide to learn this stuff yourself. Okay, now this is huge. If you take away just one thing from all this, please let it be this. The entire foundation of Rich Dad's philosophy comes down to one simple, powerful idea: knowing the difference between an asset and a liability. If you can truly get this, you're on your way. So, what's an asset? It's actually super simple. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket, period. Think of things like a rental property that brings in monthly rent, or stocks that pay dividends, or a business that generates profit. The rich just focus all their energy on buying these things. And a liability? Well, you guessed it, it's the exact opposite. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. Your car payment, credit card debt, student loans. The big trap that so many people fall into is buying liabilities that they think are assets. And this is where the perspective shift gets really mind-bending. Let's take your house. For most people, it's their biggest asset, right? Wrong. Rich Dad says your primary home is a liability. Why? Because every single month, it takes money out of your pocket for the mortgage, taxes, insurance, repairs. It's not generating income. Just understanding that one single point can literally change your financial life forever. And this whole idea of collecting assets, it leads us to the next massive breakthrough concept. The rich don't work for money. They figured out how to make their money work for them. It's all about building these little engines, these assets, that generate income for you 24/7, whether you're working or not. This quote right here just nails it. When you work for money, you're trading your time for dollars. And guess what? You only have so much time. It's limited. But when you get your money working for you, you've broken that link. You're no longer just trading hours for cash. You're buying back your time, your life, your freedom. Okay, so what's the game plan? How do you actually do this? It's basically a 4-step loop. Step 1, you work your job to earn active income. Step 2, and this is the crucial move, you use that income to buy assets. Step 3, those assets start to generate their own income, what we call passive income. And step 4, you use that passive income to buy even more assets. See the loop? It's an incredibly powerful wealth-building machine. All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. How can you start putting these principles into action, like right now, today, and begin carving out your own path to financial freedom? Here are 4 huge, actionable lessons from the book. First, mind your own business. This means focus on your asset column. Look, your job pays the bills, sure, but your business, your collection of assets, is what's going to make you wealthy. Second, work to learn, not to earn. Sometimes you should take a job not for the money, but for the skills you'll gain. Skills like sales, marketing, investing, those pay you back for a lifetime. Third, You have to overcome the fear of losing. Every single successful person has failed. They've lost money, but they learn from it and move on. It's just part of the process. And finally, start small. You don't need $1 million to start. Just start. Buy one share of a stock. Read a book. The key is to just get in the game. And if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, but that's for other people, think again. Some studies show that over 90% of millionaires are self-made. They didn't just inherit it, they built it, brick by brick. That's proof that this is possible. It's about your mindset and your knowledge, not where you came from. So when you boil it all down, what's the end game? What are we working towards? It's this: to build up your asset column to the point where the passive income it generates is enough to cover all of your monthly expenses. The day that happens, the day your assets pay for your lifestyle, that is financial freedom. You're officially out of the rat race. So we'll leave you with this final thought. All this knowledge is great, but it's totally useless if you don't act on it. So the only question that really matters now is, what's your next move? What is the first asset you are going to acquire to start building your future?